Hello, hello, Year 4 artists. We're going to be working on our printing project about aerial pictures and maps. And to start with, we're just going to talk a bit about what printing is. So the idea of printing is you have something that you repeat over and over again. You can use found objects or you can make printing blocks. So here is a found object, which is just to make some dots, and it's a cotton wool bud, and it is here that you can see what I mean by a repeat pattern. The dots are the repeat. I can do whatever I want with them, but I'm making each dot the same because I'm using the same cotton wool bud. And I can use anything to make dots, such as, how about a kebab skewer, if you've got one of those. That makes smaller dots. It doesn't work quite as well because the cotton wool holds onto the paint more, so you have to dip it in the paint a bit more backwards and forwards. But that's nice if you wanted to have thin dots. That's repeat pattern printing. And then you can have other objects that you find, like this cotton reel, and you can print with that. Let's have a go. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Repeat pattern. This is what printing is. And then you can make things like potato printing blocks. You might have done this in nursery or reception when you were younger. The idea of this is really simple. You might start off just dipping vegetables in and things like that and printing with this. If someone's printing with broccoli, but then this is a bit more advanced because you cut a shape into the potato. Here I've got a letter M for Manchester, and then you can just repeat print. It's good fun if you've never done this. Try this at home if you want to. So dip, and I've got my repeat pattern there of my M. So this is the most simple form of printing that you can get, just where we're dipping things in and putting them on the paper over and over again. So you can make printing blocks as well as use found objects. These, for example, are beautifully carved wooden printing blocks from India for printing on fabric. So we're going to do very simple printing today. We're going to do dot printing, and it's going to be inspired by the Martu artists, the Australian artists that did all these amazing aerial views, and we're going to do an aerial view in dots. So we're going to do loads and loads and loads and loads of dots today. We'll go a bit dotty, but we'll be fine. We just start off with some of this. This is a aerial picture I've drawn for you very lightly of the map of the Roman fort. This is the Roman fort in Castlefield that you've been looking at for Roman Manchester, and I've just drawn it on here. I've got the river at the top, and I've got roads and trees and buildings. I've not done everything on there because it would take forever. If you do not have this because you're working at home, it's entirely fine. Just do your own. Have a look at that artist's impression of the Roman fort, or just draw some shapes, draw a river, draw a fort shape, draw some roads, draw some trees, draw some buildings. Just draw anything you want that you think might look a bit like a fort. It's fine, because what this is about is about the printing. It's not about our drawing skills. Okay, easy peasy. That's what you're going to do if you haven't got the sheet. Lovely. So here we are again. We'll have another look at these beautiful, beautiful paintings, which are all gone over with the dots. And this is the idea of what we're going to do today. We're going to take our aerial view of the fort and we're going to use different colour paints. I've got paints here which are poster paints, but if you've got these palette paints, that's entirely fine. And then you just want some things to make dots with. So I've got a skewer. I found a chopstick. That's good. This is a matchstick. You could use that. I've got some of the old cotton wool buds. What else you could use? You could use the end of a nail if you've got a nail. You could then use the end of a wooden spoon for bigger dots. You have a look around what you can use. So I'm just going to start dotting here. I'm using a matchstick, and it does very fine little dots, which is really useful, I think, for some shapes. It doesn't hold on to the paint very well, so I have to keep dipping it in, but it makes nice little dots. I quite like that. I'm going to speed this up now because my word, how boring will it be to watch me do probably, thousands of dots. That'll be pretty dull. So what I've got here is lots of lovely bright colours. I was thinking again of the Aboriginal art with all their beautiful bright colours. I thought that would be fun. And think about that work. It's not supposed to look like a real map. It's supposed to be what's called abstract. We're not being cartographers here. We're not being map makers. We're being artists. And there we go. Make sure you don't paint with any of these things. You've got to print with them. So it's dot, dot, dot. And as you can see, I've got quite a lot of paint left on there. I used a lot of the yellow because of the background. But look, I've got a lot of paint left. So either use that up for something else, or maybe if you're with someone else, you can share that paint. Bye. Good luck.